I'm going to be starting off with a base. So today I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I really wanted to use a MAC strobe cream that had some shimmer just to give me some glow, but I figured that really wouldn't give me accurate results, you know, for the foundation of how it looked. If it was extra glowy or something, I wouldn't know if it was the foundation or the strobe cream. So I'm just going to use this face base, which is just really, really nice. It creates a really nice layer for your makeup to lay on. It makes your skin really hydrated. And also I feel like just evens out the texture. I have really, really oily skin. So I guess I should start off with saying that, right? My skin, like, it's so oily. I would say probably like, yeah, in the T-zone the most, like nose, forehead, chin. So normally I use, the foundation that's my normal go-to one is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable. That's the one I've been like, I think I'm on my 8th bottle. I've been using it for years now, literally since it launched, I think. So that's been my favorite. So I'm pretty hard, I don't say pretty hard to please, but because I'm running around all day, I really don't have time to like be touching up my makeup throughout the day. I don't really want to be like bringing blotting papers around, even though yeah, it helps. And I definitely don't want my makeup like moving. A lot of times with glowy foundation or even normal foundations that aren't supposed to be matte, those just don't work for me. Even the ones that are super matte, like the Marc Jacobs Remarkable, after I would say 4 or 5 hours, it looks dewy on me, which I don't mind because then half my day, you know, I'm looking matte, I'm looking good. And the second half of my day, yes, I look dewy, but my makeup is still on. So this is the foundation that we're talking about today. It is the YSL All Hours Foundation. When I went on Sephora to pick it up, a bunch of shades were sold out, so I ended up picking up BD35 Warm Caramel, and I wasn't sure if I'm like Emma Warm Caramel, but actually I matched it on myself when I got it, and it actually matched really well. I do have a little bit of myself tan maybe still on, just a tiny bit, so that might be the reason why. But it says up to 24-hour wear. I like that they're not claiming it's 24-hour wear, they're just like saying up to. Flawless matte, full coverage, and oil free. When I kind of heard the description, it really hit all the bases for me. I really do want my foundations to be as long wearing as possible because I do put my makeup on at what, like 8 a.m. and I take it off like I would say around like 11, 10, 11 depending on the day, and so that's a lot of hours, you know what I mean, for it to be wearing. Obviously, if I'm wearing it that long, usually I will have like a blotting sheet at the end of the day, but as long as my goal is that it stays on, it has really nice coverage, and even when it looks dewy, it doesn't look oily. Like, you know when someone's makeup looks oily, it's like, when it looks dewy, you're like, oh, so pretty and glowy. Like this, after 8 hours, the Remarkable is like, oh my god, like glow from within type of stuff. So here we go, let's apply it. So it comes in this really nice little pump. It comes with a pump, which I like because they're Remarkable. It's like freaking fishing. You're like, here we go. Like the packaging of this is so annoying. You can never get all of it out. Like I always knew there's so much product in there, probably like 2 weeks worth, and I can't get it out. So like this comes with a pump. I'm super excited. It also has SPF 20, so it has sunscreen in it, which is amazing, especially because I live in LA, and so it's pretty sunny all the time. But here we go. Let's pump it out. I'm going to be applying it with a beauty blender. I don't remember the price point. I know it is pricey. I think it's like $50 or $58 if I'm not wrong. So it is a pricier foundation, but it also is YSL. So here we go. It applies really nicely so far. It feels thin. It's not thick at all. The Remarkable is definitely thicker and more pigmented right off the bat. This one applies, I would say, a little sheer, not sheer, but in a sheer manner. The one pump did like half my face. And then a second pump. It's like looking so like glowy and natural. Like it almost looks like quote unquote your skin, but better so far. I'm not seeing full coverage, to be completely honest, but again, I've only done like one layer, and that's with the beauty blender. So I'm gonna try to like get it up to full coverage now, or at least medium to full. So I'm gonna do another pump. Touch cheek areas. Blend it down my neck. When I do get I usually get airbrush tans weekly. So when I do get that, this I feel like, I don't want to say I promise, but if it already matches really well, maybe it's a little bit dark, like maybe like a half a shade. But when I get the airbrush tan, or if I self tan, it's gonna be good. So I'm now on my third pump, but it was really light, and I'm just kind of finishing up in areas where I do want it to be full coverage, and then leaving it in areas that aren't full coverage. That I don't really need full coverage. Like I don't really want it on my chin, my nose, or my forehead super. So I'm just blending that out. So this is 3 pumps on my face. it feels like there's nothing on your face. It feels like a BB cream almost. I'm just comparing it to Feeling of the Remarkable. It's not that this is a comparison, but just if you're used to thicker foundation or even like the Kat Von D Lock-It, this is really light. Like it feels like I put on moisturizer. It does not feel like I'm wearing foundation whatsoever. I haven't watched any reviews on this, so I don't know what other people have said, but I definitely feel like people will talk about this. It feels like there's nothing on your face at all. It feels almost like you put on a night serum or something. I would say like serum consistency almost. Only 3 layers, and it looks really dewy and glowy. I mean, obviously I haven't set it or anything like that, but it looks like pretty dewy. Like it looks really like, I don't say natural, but it has a natural finish for sure. I don't know if it claims to have a natural finish. It says flawless matte. I mean, so far I wouldn't say it's matte. I think it definitely has a glow to it, but again, I haven't like set it with powder or anything like that. Once I set it, we can see better. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and do powder, or I'll just do my face really quick, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like after I do like concealer, you know, bronzer and things like that, and show you how it sets with some powder. Okay, so I look a little crazy. I just did my face makeup just so I could show you what it looked like with everything. I have like foundation on my lips. I haven't done my eyes or anything like that. But basically, I set it with the Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent Powder. It's my favorite powder. For bronzer, I used the Chanel Tan de Soleil. And then that's it. I haven't put on like blush or anything like that. And overall, right now, it looks really beautiful. Like, it looks super light. My face feels very lightweight. Like, it just feels super... Because it feels like I put on like a moisturizer and then a little powder or something. Like, it feels like I'm wearing not a lot of makeup at all. It does not feel heavy or cakey. And now it does look matte. Now that I set it with the powder, it does look like flawlessly matte. It almost looks like airbrushed and then dried matte. And looks like I have a really thin layer of makeup. Normally when I'm wearing, I feel like thicker foundations. I mean, now that it definitely looks like perfect, but you know you're wearing makeup. This looks like I'm wearing a really light layer of makeup. Like you can still see like a little bit of texture on my skin. You can still see like some pores like lightly, but it has good coverage and you look nice without looking cakey. So I really like this. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and then I'll check in with you guys every 3 hours throughout the day until when I go to bed, maybe like tonight, so I can show you how it wore and my full review. But application was really easy. It blended amazing with everything and it's looking really great so far, so I'm a happy YSL gal right now. Hi guys, so it is 6 o'clock now, so I've been wearing the foundation for 6 hours. No, I have not blotted my face. I haven't added powder or anything like that. I even just like I went to Whole Foods to get a grocery haul. It's looking still so good. I don't see any movement. It doesn't even look like it's letting any oil through, so how it's saying flawlessly matte, it's looking super matte. The only places looking glowy is where I applied highlighter, and I applied Makeup Forever highlighter super heavily on my nose and my cheeks and like brow, like right here above my lip. But I mean, maybe like it's getting a little dewy on my chin. As you can see, there's a little glow. It doesn't look greasy or anything like that. It just honestly looks like I added a light highlighter. My cheeks are looking really nice. It's not really, I don't see it really fading at all. It's staying really still full coverage and it's looking good. And it's been 6 hours, so update you in 2 or 3 hours. So it'll be total around 8 or 9 hours of how it's wearing, but so far it's wearing so well. I'm loving it. It's looking so good. Usually by this time I would even say my Remarkable is a little bit showing a little bit of dew, but this one's really holding up. The only dew I see is on my chin and it's like really light. I wouldn't even say it's like, it doesn't even look like it's oil. It just looks like it just became a little bit like dewy from it kind of setting into my skin. So far I'm loving it. Hi guys, so foundation update. It has been 9-10 hours almost. It's a YSL like 24-hour wear. So I'm at dinner, well at post dinner, and it's looking, how would you say it looks, to be honest? Like it's a little glowy. There's definitely like a little oil coming through like in my forehead, a little bit on the chin, but then my cheeks are super glowy from the highlighter. But I would not say like my makeup has come off. I just took a photo and it looks pretty good. Definitely my chin looks a little oily, I can tell, but it's been like 9-10 hours since I put it on. It's still on. It's still like the full coverage, nothing's showing through, so I'm really loving it. So I think my final update is I really like the foundation. I would wear it. I think the color is great, so it gets a thumbs up from me. I will leave a link to it down below, and I'll catch you guys so soon.
Girl, you know that I'm right behind you.